That's what I'm after there. That's gold. There's 300 times more gold in a kilo of smartphones than a kilo of gold ore. Your average smartphone contains over half the elements on the planet. There's lithium and cobalt in the battery, lanthanum and yttrium in the screen, terbium and dysprosium make the microphone. There's even arsenic in the silicon chip. Each element has a unique role to play, making our phones slimmer, smarter, and more powerful. But one stands out from the rest. A rare metal with a magical property. To understand how critical it is, cast your mind back to what phones used to look like. Bricks covered in buttons. The phones got smaller and smarter, and some of them could even connect to the internet. But they still needed a keyboard, and that limited their powers. Then some clever scientists discovered the superpowers of an element called indium. And here it is, indium. Now, one of the tricks for understanding this metal is to have a bite, because it's so soft you can chew it. I mean, not a good substitute for chewing gum, but nevertheless, an amazing thing, but not as amazing as what I'm about to show you. If I take indium and I do this, watch what happens. Amazingly, it can turn into a liquid. But that's just the start of indium's weird and wonderful properties. Now, if I take this liquid, you ought to be able to paint a line on this piece of paper. I've got a light bulb here, and there's two wires connecting it to this power source. And when there's a circuit, then the light comes on. And the question is, will this liquid metal that I've just created conduct electricity? And the answer is yes! Brilliant. So we have a soft metal that can turn into a liquid that conducts electricity. Not bad. But it has one more astonishing property. The thing that makes it an absolutely vital part of every smartphone. Mix it with tin and oxygen and you get indium tin oxide, a transparent electrical conductor. And that's how you make the touchscreen. They appear so simple, even a toddler can master them. But touchscreens are revolutionary. Before touchscreens, it was hard for smartphones to be as complex as computers because you had to fit lots of tiny buttons into a small space. But with a touchscreen, your finger is a keyboard and a mouse in one. And so the whole screen is able to control something as complex as a computer.
And I can just scroll around like this?
The screen itself is a conductor, and so is human skin.
There it is.
It works like magic. 10 years ago, Apple exploited indium's incredible properties to create the first touchscreen phone you could control with your finger.
And we are calling it iPhone.
The smartphone as we know it was born.
Today,
An entire new industry was created. But although the touchscreen had solved one problem, it had created a new one. Demand for indium soared, and it's not that easy to get hold of. In nature, indium is found tightly bound to other metals, most commonly zinc. To coax it out of zinc ore, you have to dissolve the rock in acid, then bake the acid in a furnace, then mix a precise cocktail of other chemicals to finally extract a minuscule amount of pure indium. touchscreen technology has become critical to our economy. The app industry alone earns more money than the Hollywood box office. But if you do the maths, you find a problem. There's only a tiny sprinkling of indium in every smartphone, approximately 0.02 grams. But we buy 1 billion smartphones a year. That's a big number. If we add in all the other uses of indium, like tablets, other flat screen devices, and all the other electronics that use indium, we get a number of 700 tons of indium that we need every year. But in 2008, the US Geological Survey estimated that there was 16,000 tons available. Now, if that was right, at the rate of 700 tons per year, we would be running out of indium in the next decade. Then again, maybe not, because as it gets scarce, the price goes up, and that encourages companies to go out looking for more. The problem is, that takes time, and it's a bottleneck that could be the stuff of nightmares. Imagine young people of the future unable to have phones. Unthinkable!